Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the St. Michael Podcast, Season 3, Episode 4. Our topic today is the CYO Camp, which the 7th grade recently went on. Today we're here with Katie, Izzy, Robert, Levi, Santi, and Luke Westerman. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing amazing.
I'm pretty tired from coming back from CYO.
What did you guys do at CYO Camp?
We did a lot of things, like teamwork building activities and lots of exercising stuff. One thing we did was a compass challenge where we had to find our own lunch.
So we also did kayaking and high ropes. And then we did this thing called the low challenge, which was a wall that we had to get over. So 2 people would be lifters on the ground, and they would lift some people up to the top of the wall. And then there would be the person who is lifted, and then to help them get up, there would be other lifters at the top of the wall already who would grab out and reach them and bring them back up.
What is high ropes?
High ropes, it was basically kind of like climbing, except different. So one thing we did was we would climb up a ladder, and then at the top we would go across this rope, which we also had another rope above our head so we could keep our balance, and we'd climb across and reach another pole, and then we got closer to the middle to go down, and we pretty much rappelled down, so we just sat back, and then we were just let down. And then we had also done a rock wall, which was we first climbed up a cargo net and then climbed up a rock wall.
Okay, yeah, what's the food like?
It was the best food that I've ever had. It was like a 10 out of 10.
We had chicken Alfredo, and what else, Robert?
I believe we had pancakes, there was hash browns, there was just all this delicious food.
We also had, if we didn't like the food, we also had a second option all the time, no matter what.
Like cereal, bagels, goldfish.
Yeah, those were amazing.
So how did CYO Camp improve your faith?
So we had, in the morning after breakfast, we went to go do a daybreak where we read the devotional and we talk about what it was like and how God is around us all the time.
We also sung lots of, we prayed a lot, and we sung lots of faith-based songs before we ate.
A really fun thing we did was make rosaries.
Whoa, what was that like, Robert?
Well, I mean, the rosaries were really good actually. We got to make them out beads, such. One bead type, the Hail Mary beads, were too thin to put them in through the loop, so we had to use other beads. Yeah. We also made prayer flags, such. Would you like to go more on that, Katie?
Oh yeah, so we got a piece of cloth and we had to write what we're thankful for, and I drew this little picture of God's creation just outside. So
And it was really beautiful too. I gave my rosary to my sister, and she really enjoyed it. So you can make them all out of colors of beads, wooden beads, Our Father beads, Hail Mary beads.
We didn't exactly make a whole rosary. We just made one that was a decade long, or if we had enough time and enough string, like Luke and Izzy did, they did 2 decades.
So, what was your favorite part of CYO Camp?
Well, there's lots of things I enjoyed, but one of the main things I enjoyed was the kayaking as well as the high ropes. A couple of people in our class didn't do the high ropes at first because it was 60 feet up in the air, and it was super terrifying. But we eventually did it, and I'm pretty sure we already described high ropes and kayaking, but they were super fun. The lunch was also really good, same as the night hikes. Anyone else?
Yes. One of my favorite parts was the fire building and probably a little hut making that we did.
My favorite part has got to be looking at all the nature or the food, because the food was amazing.
My favorite part was swimming. I don't know why I liked that so much. The pool was freezing. I felt like I was getting frostbite in there. It was fun when it got warmed up.
It was actually pretty nice, actually. The pool was like 5 feet in like the middle, and that was like the deepest part. It was pretty good, actually. It was a fun time. My favorite part was probably the kayaking.
Yeah,
And,
me,
like,
And
me,
the jellyfish.
Levi, and Sonny were in a kayak.
The jellyfish were also my favorite.
My favorite part will be that night hiking, even if some people got hurt and everything. But it was a fun part because everybody was screaming, making noise and everything. So it was a pretty fun part.
Something else that I enjoyed was campfire because there were a bunch of songs, and there was also a part where it was kind of like a game. So it was like pirate waders. So it would be like 4 people. They had like a plate in their hands, and then they also had like a pool noodle, which was their sword. So of course they had to have their sword out, but since they were waiters, they couldn't drop the food.
So guys, do you want to go back? And if so, what would you want to do?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to go with the Canada game. So basically, there were 2 sides, 2 teams, and there was at least 2 entire circles of sports equipment. So you had to run across the other side without getting tagged, grab the sports equipment, and get to the other side. When you were on the other player's opposing side, you could totally get tagged. And it was kind of like freeze tag. You'd be frozen and with your legs wide out and your hands up like a moose. So someone had to crawl through your legs to get you unfrozen, which you then had to walk back to your base. But then you could, when you're inside the sports equipment circle, you're in the safe zone. Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, so did you talk about the way to get people free from the other side?
Yeah.
What part of CYO Camp was the most challenging?
Compass. The compass challenge was probably the most excruciating.
It was crazy. You had to go through straight woods with all but a compass to find your own raw chicken meal.
Yeah.
You'd have to mark your place by like the degrees, and then you'd have to have a marker in the middle of the forest sometimes, and that was a little hard to find out where it was. So we had to walk back and do it a couple times.
Was the night hike challenging?
Yes.
Yes. You couldn't see and you could trip on anything.
The stars were beautiful though.
Yes, they were.
And that is going to wrap it up. So thank you guys so much for listening to the St. Michael podcast. God bless.